Around 116, 117 AD, the Romans under the Emperor Trajan attacked and destroyed Parthia, or the city of Ophir. Patras, the home city of the Parthian Empire, which was at the mouth of the Swan. Perth Canyon, now under the ocean. They established a secret Roman colony. Remani, with its new capital of Barabona, north of the Temala, or Swan, or Eridanus River. Let me adjust my fireplace, man. Let's go. The name of the region was originally called Barbar, B-A-R-B-U-R, which is Swan in Hebrew, or Barabia. Hey, welcome to the 122nd, I said 122 installment of the Prester John, of your Prester John investigation. We still got that fire burning? Naga? We still got that water? Halal HaWah. So we're going to do some reading. We're going to do lots of great reading, get cozy. I'm also going to pull up some of these PDFs so you can read along with me. But for now, just fall back, enjoy the story, and then we're going to dig into it and just keep the barber flow in mind. You know, keep conscious of that, because this barbar has a lot. I mean, it plays heavy, should I say. The Barbary, when you recon the Barbary Wars, they're going to give you this whole other spiel about it, but Barbar means swan, my naga. We can't say this enough. We can't talk Calalus enough, man. We can't talk about Swan Knights enough, because they're not going to teach us about us being knights in America. They're not going to teach us about Calalus, the Ame'rican empire of Nagas already here. They're not going to teach us about the More War and what things really look like, who the Spaniards were, who the Portuguese and them were, who the Britain, who are the real Brits, who are the real Franks, who is the real Kingdom of Georgia, Bracken Tony, dynasties, man, David Soslan, Kingdom of Ossetia, the Allens, my naga, all these royals, the Ann Roos, the Roos. The Roos is the truth. So we got the fire burner. We're talking Barbar, Swan in Hebrew. The name of the region was Barbar, so the name of the region was Swan. Makes you think of the word barbarian a little differently, right? And barbarian, right? If we're just talking Barbar, we're talking Swan, my naga. Not any negative connotation. We're talking the con, not their connotation. Barbar means swan. So this whole region that I'm reading about, which they date the year 116 to 117 AD. The Romans, the Rema, under the Emperor Trajan, attacked and destroyed Ophir, right? Ophir is one of those cities of gold. Ophir is, land of gold, right? So, come on, the home city of the Parthian Empire, which was at the mouth of the Swan Canyon, which is now under the ocean. They established a secret Roman, or Remani, which means what? Another Hebrew word of the day. Reman means pomegranate. And Joshua and Caleb had to get the pomegranates to prove they were in the promised land. We're talking Exodus flow, man. So they took the title Roman from Rimmon, R-I-M-O-N. Hebrew means pomegranate, pomegranata. Now you got the Granada flow. Beautiful pomegranates on the blue, purple, and red garments. I mean, all symbolizing promised land. So When we talk secret Roman colony, first think about the Rima, think about the Rimani, think about the pomegranate promised land Nagas in America. We're talking ancient America, my Naga. So some of these texts might try to lead us to India over there, or they want to lead us to Africa over here, or they want to lead us to somewhere in Europe over there. When we talk all this, they want to lead us to Asia over there, where we got Asia Major popping, India Superior popping, man, Grand Tartaria popping, Calalus, Grand Cavera. We're talking, say it with me, boss, Anion. We got the Anion or the Anons. And when we read about these Hennas and Hannas, the Hanna is the Hanan or, Anion, my naga. So you got a lady Anon and you got a male Anon, you know what I'm saying? A Mr. and Mrs., a framer and a shaper. You got a lady Dawi, Dewu, or Devis, as they'll say, Devi, which is also the Daw, Dawis. So this Dawi kingdom or Dawi title is related to the leaders in this kingdom, this covenant, Managa, of David. Whether they got the David title as a man or Dawi, Dewu, Dawu, Dewi, Devi, all these are variations of David, house of David. Got the Aquas holding up the house of Dawi. The Akis holding up the house of Dawi. Why? Psalms 89, just read it real slow. Read about the covenant of David. Read about it. Read Psalms 18, who HaWah breathes that fire for, who Amah adores. Don't be covetous towards David now, because we're all in the covenant of peace, the covenant of Shalom, in code, the remnant, the flock, the house. Let's go. The Barbars were to establish trading colonies in Africa. Remember, we're in Africa. And around 1450 to 1500, they moved their center of operations to North Africa. Now, I'm reading this real slow. We got the fire burning. This is perfect. This is beautiful. Why y'all think they would move their center of operations to North Africa around 1450 to 1500? What was happening in America? Managa, this is why you got to correlate India Superior into all this. And India Superior is at the center of all of this stuff. All this Africa talk, all this stuff, came from or out of this Atlantis flow, which is already here in so-called North America. We're just talking Asia, boss, India Superior on their maps, right? So why you think the Swan Knights on paper, because I don't know if this was the real Swan Knights or fraudulent Barbars when they set up Barbaria in North Africa, which is why on the maps you can read, Barbaria over, where Morocco and all that is Barbaria. And you think, oh, barbarians, that's just savages. Nah, they're talking knights. They're talking Swan Knights. But nah, this is Prester 122. You gotta be feeling me by now. You still here? Still surfing the wave? So we read this before, right? We've covered the House of Georgia before. This is the kind of stuff I want to cover in 122. The House of Georgia, Kingdom of Georgia, the Brackentoni dynasties, touch on that. Let's touch back on the Aleppo Codex, my naga. Keep talking Swan Knights and Antarctica Queens, my naga. This is what we're talking about right now. Hebrew word of the day, barbar. Get back in the Forbidden Histories of America by Daniel Lowe. Let's talk some Tracy Lett PDFs, because she done PDF'd an entire world of investigation for us. Connect all this with the Tarzanta map we've been digging on. Love to say cool, say cow. Keep it flowing with the Calalus. Get back into the Makir Tadros flow, Calalus flow. Kind of compare the dates of these kings and queens with these, Amazon high queens. If we have time for the dismount, I'd love to get into the Lost Tribes and Promised Land where it all started for us in the Prester John flow. Touch on China or Chine and the OASP and how he's a contemporary. They say he's contemporaneous, which means he lived at the same dang time as Moses. Is Chine or Chine or Khan? CH is K, not Ch. Ken or Khan. Is China just Khan? And is Khan the same Khan as Moses? Are they the same figures that they say are contemporaries? Because they say there's more than one of these Moseses. We're talking phantoms and duplications. Let's talk China. And I would love to read some Second Samuel on the way out of here for the dismount, back to the Dawid flow. And, I would love to also get into some Prester John legend and sources, man. I'll go tie battle, PDF, the great flow of that. So, of course, man, this is why we're on Prester 122, because very rarely can we get through all that we want to get through. But I just want to lay it out there for you so you know that someone's thinking about you. And we are thinking about our next moves, and we do let that Ruach flow as that Ruach flow. So here we go. Halal HaWah. Shalom. Manag, you didn't come over here for the information. You came over here for the vibration. Halal HaWah. So why did they move the Barbars, Swan Night, center of operation, suddenly to North Africa when you were just being found out and invaded in 1492? They're saying they moved the center of operation of the Swan Knights between 1450 and 1500. And we can pull up a 1452 Papal bulldog saying subjugate and vanquish these Saracens, right? These Barbars, right? So if the Barbars are being vanquished and subjugated in 1452, and you telling me at that exact moment the center of operations is moving to Africa? Who is taking over the center of operations? This is a clear takeover, Manat. Someone is taking our titles, calling themselves Swan Knights, moving the center of operations to North Africa and the Ottoman Empire, where they were known as the Barbary pirates and gave their name to the peoples of North Africa. This is when they're popping off in that Africa. But before that, this was that Africa. Egypt was here. Atlantis is here. The Barbars, the Swan Knights are here. Let's keep reading. They also had a base on what is now called Barbar or Babar Island. Hold up, man. Let's get that fire burning. I mean, everyone has mouths to feed, even the fireplace, man. We back. It took us to a fantastic voyage. So they had bases on what is now called Babar, Babar Island in Indonesia, which was once part of the Ardalan, Ardalan area before much of it sunk into the sea in between 1350 and 1530. And these maps we got in India Superior are exactly that time, 1530. And a lot of these 1500 maps, right? Now, by that time, so much was sunk under the sea. They said it was sinking between 1350 and 1530. It sounds like the fall of Atlantis, man. It sounds like the beginning of the Little Ice Age, man. Research the Little Ice Age. Look at the timeline, look at the dates. And tell me if the Little Ice Age is really the Big Ice Age. They just didn't want us to know that the Big Ice Age was that recent. Just happened. And so when they talk about global warming, they're just getting out of an ice age. Of course, it's global warming. of course, the ice wall is falling, right? Of course, HaWah is revealing what is pristine and what has been hidden, the treasures, even if they were covered by ice, even if they were sunk underneath the water, they were preserved for you, for the Barbar, for the Swan. They moved our center of operations to Morocco. Is that what we hear? Then did treaties of pieces of friendship? Come on, man. Many of these bases sunk into the sea. All right, the central Barbar Island is the remnant of the great trading city of the Barbars or Berbers. The steeped appearance of the island is man-made rather than natural as claimed by evolutionist scientists. Back to the Atlantis flow and who's stealing the title Barbars. Are we making man-made islands? Do we need to make man-made islands? Or does the hijack say, hey, I don't have a birthright. I need to make my own land. I can make my own island. And this island is my land because I created it. I can play God, right? I can play creator. I can create too. So they're calling themselves Barbars or they're calling themselves Swans. They've moved the center of operations. And now you got islands that are man-made rather than natural. There was another possible Barbar colony near Barber Island in Queensland before 1530. The Barrier Reef was once the coastal plain of Queensland before 1530 AD, not the date that the evolutionists gave of 20 million years ago, ball. So if science can give us 20 million years ago, and another researcher can give us 1530 AD, that means we can equate 20 million years ago in fake science terms to 1530 AD, real spillionaire. Real spillionaire. What's really happening? Equate the Little Ice Age, which is the Big Ice Age, and the complete takeover of Israel, the kingdom, right here in America. And how pretty much when we got invaded, they got land sinking, they got ice ages happening. It was the coldest recorded time in America during this little ice age throughout the 1600s, 1700s. The land was cursed when we got invaded. Everybody felt it. The whole world felt this ice age. This wasn't no little ice age. Everybody felt it. The world felt this ice age because they found you. The whole land, the whole earth was in mourning. Lands were sinking. 20 million years ago, boss? Nah, it says the Barrier Reef was once the coastal plain of Queens Island before 1530 AD, not the date that the evolutionists gave in or of 20 million years ago. The two leading families of these Barbars or Barbars were the Barbarossa. So when you hear Barbarossa, you already know we're talking Swans. And the Reis families, R-E-I-S, which my nigga I guarantee is really the Roos. The Reis is the Roos. You got to dodge the vowels, which were branches of the ruling family, royal family, the royal family of Roda. Roda is what? Red. Read, red. Love to the Khan. Templar, what it do? The Red Mind. Rhoda. Now they got Rhode Island over there and Maine over there, but all that was right there in the Four Corners near Arizona. Rhoda, the kingdom of Rhoda. And of course the Mananan, which later became Dananan, or this tribal Dan flow. Mananan is Maine. All in the Four Corners, my nigga. Let's go. So the two leading families, Barbars, were Barbarossa and the Reis or Roos families, which were branches of the ruling royal family of Rhoda. And the Rubani, like Reuben, right? Rubani, or Lubani, or Albani. And this is very important because a lot of these Calalus artifacts, they have Albion on them. And this is where they get the British flow, Britain, Albion. Albion is connected with this Albani. You dig? Albani, like Albany, New York. My family, got a lot of family on my mom's side from Albany, New York. Yeah, man. This is all connected back with the Rubani, which is the Reuben flow. Now, the royal families of Rubani, Gadi, and Mani, which we talked about, Gad, Manasseh, that doesn't mean if you find a king who is the king or queen of Rubani, Gadi, and Mani, they were more than queen and king of those three tribes. It's just saying that they were queen and king of the northern and southern kingdoms. That was like a short way of, saying, look, man, I'm king of all this, you know what I'm saying? Everyone in between, you know what I'm saying? Reuben, Gad, Manasseh, you're covering northern and southern tribes. So, Lubani, Albani, or Albion, we're going to read about these artifacts coming up. Some of them converted to Islam. We got the more war. Let's go. And others remain Jewish or Hebrew. So we got a conversion happening. We got the center of operations of the Swans, the Swan Knights being moved to Morocco. And then we got Nagas converting, forced converting, because we know it was get down or lay down, forced converting to Islam. And it said some of them would become Catholics or crypto Jewish Catholics. And remember, Catholics comes from Cathay. The land of Cathay is this China flow. Cathay means pure land. So Catholic comes from Cathay. So, we don't know if they're practicing what we know as Catholicism today, or they're going under a title of Cathay and they're calling them Catholics as a title. Either way, the crypto Jewish means that they were kind of undercover Hebrews. They weren't really letting it be known like that. They had to be in secret, crypto Jewish Catholics, They had to get in where they fit in, man. They had to survive. So amazing. Let's see if I can find this link so you can read along with me. See the rest. And what I'm doing right here, my nigga, I love to M.H.O.E. Great fireplace, man. We're gonna keep the fire burning, man, for the tribe. We appreciate you. Normally I have a lot of tabs up, and for Prester 122, I wanted to just start a new window. And at the end of this 122, we're going to see how many tabs we got up. But it's a new window. Right now, we're pretty much tabless. We up in here at 432 to drop, which is dope, man. Ty Badzon, CJ Battle, Natural by Law, Not Spiral, what it do? Conclave, my jigger, what it do? Yosef the Real, hey, Brother Nature. I know I haven't done my Shabbat show in quite a while. And, we did hit a hiatus on the fifth season, just to handle some personal matters personally, man. So I appreciate y'all support and allowing me to design up the right way so we can come back, finish the fifth wave, my naga. So we ain't done with the fifth wave. We're coming back in with all our radio shows. Chef Condi, what it do, giving us some great recipes. Natural by Law Natural is coming in hot. We're going to do updates. Just, again, be patient with a noggin as you've been all these years. The site's building better than ever. Love to the IT Nagas, and we really, patient with my Nagas behind the scenes, rebuilding our website from scratch, brand new library, brand new vibe suites. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a spot to stay. So I didn't want to rush it. I could have had it up months ago. The way I wanted it wouldn't have been exactly the same. So Halal HaWah for your patience. Keep shopping and dropping the drop shop. Get to the drop chatter. Just press 1 2 3 4. That's the password. Come hijack free and we good. If you want to listen live, you got a live link. If you want to get into the library, which we gonna need, I'm just gonna pull it up now. Click that library link, man. Dragon Child, what it do? A-I-T, blue, purple, red, white linen, gold thread. This beautiful, design, this story the bro told with this Navel flag is amazing. At the water for allowing Drop Nation to, wear such a honorable, you know, um, honorable pattern, honorable flow, man. Dragons on the wall. Drop Nation is protected, and X marks the spot. And that rainbow, yeah, man, that's the sign between you and HaWah. That this is your earth, man. Halal HaWah, you are the royal. We in the library? Okay. Oh, yeah. So I gotta do a update to get my pictures back. One of my last updates took away my images. So I'm sorry if y'all had to get some of this, without the thumbnails. Had to really pay attention as you navigate. But we're going to get back in here as well. Surf the wave in the library. And some of y'all got the old link too. So definitely use that if you got the old library link. A lot of good ones in there, man. Let's get it. Let's pull up that link I was just reading. See if we can get some more of it. I got to kind of do a guesstimate here which one it might be. Because I got a bunch I want to pull up. Again, love to the Elahu project. Okay, we're going to keep that up. That's the next page. I told y'all I'm going to organize this with y'all. Normally, I take that extra whatever to do all this, but I said, I want them to see, man. I want to do this in real time, man. So as you see, we got some Akir flow. We're going to talk Prince Lancelot of Calalus. This right here is the some of the kings list of the Roman Jewish kingdom of Septimania. We're talking America. I mean, look at these names. King Israel VI, who is the Nahashtan of Rhoda, Calalus. Priest king, which means Prester John, right? Priest means Prester, John means king. So priest king, Prester John of the Toltecs, man. King Israel. So the Jewish can't claim to be no priest king of Toltecs. That'll make them claiming to be indigenous to America, and they can't. The Jewish have never claimed to be indigenous to America. So they have all these kingdoms popping off. Like, what happened? And then you just went to Germany. It's all a up to everybody. It's not everybody's fault that they raised thinking what they think. But we here in Drop Nation, we gonna ask the right questions, man. We might not always have the answers, but we gonna ask the right questions. And if we have a kingdom popping off in 900 AD, 800 AD, 1000 AD, connected with Quetzalcoatl, Hamak Quetzalcoatl, Prince Isaac Ha-Nahashtan, Quetzalcoatl of Rhoda. We just read about the Rhoda flow connected with the queens. So I had to keep this up to kind of juxtapose, go back and forth with the kings and queens list. Of course, the titles will be different. It's hard to match them up because of the titles, and the language is different. With whatever language you're in, you're going to have a different title, right? But we can at least kind of put the story together. And you got Quetzalcoatl popping up, and we're talking Toltecs, and we're talking Israel. So this is a body bag for the illusion. Manaka. Yeah, man, this is the Makir Tedros Ben Judah Zakai, love to Michael Rourke, who, put this on his investigative, he got a site, a blog spot, connected all this. So we'll drop all this, but you can look it up yourself. Makir Tedros Ben Judah Zakai. All right. Let's keep going. Okay. So these are all pages we're going to read. I'm just pulling them up. Got some queens lists. All right, we're going to get on these queens. You see it. Another page of queens. You think this is playback? Amazon talking about some land over there, or we talking Amazon like South America? Because there ain't no Amazon in Africa, man. The Amazon rainforest is right here, man. The Amazon is here. Are we talking Amazon? Or are we talking amazing? Uh-oh. Amazon. Ama is amazing. I'ma give you the Zan, the food, the nourishment. Amazon. You got the drop. Are you amazing? Or are you Amazon? And are we talking Amazon High Queen? Let's go. I'm just pulling up some links with you, my night. It's all good. Don't mind me. Surfed away. Some more Amazon High Queens. Okay. We're going to, compare this to the King's list. All right, cool. So we're going to get that page too. And just take it real slow like we've been taking it, man. Perfect. Because now we're talking Antarctica. Let's go. Ka. Yeah. Okay, we got some more King's list for the Calalus flow. All right. Trying to see if I can get page 1. Bang. All right, cool. So this is what we were just reading, with the fire burning. We still got that fire burning. And we left out right at the bottom, it says the two leading families of these Barbars or Barbars were the Barbarossa and the Reese families, which were branches of the ruling royal family of Rhoda, and the Rubani or Lubani or Albani. Some of them converted to Islam and others remained Jewish. Some of them would be the Catholics or crypto-Jewish Catholics. Some of them have claimed that they were Greek ancestry, others Turkish, and others Spanish. Whether they were outwardly Muslim, Jewish, or Catholic, they served the hidden Amazon queen. Let it be known. Right? So as we put the story together, and start building our tabs up. Again, 1828. Copper Color Khan is the Amazon. Now, these Amazon queens is very specific, even in the definition. That you were found here, right? And so were these queens. Is it Amazon or is it amazing? We're talking Ama, Big Mama, Ama. We're talking Zan like Zion, right in our face. Just a quick type of pattern that leads you right to the promised land. If the Amazon River is the Zan River, right? The Amazon River is the Zan River, the Amazon, the Big Mama Zan River. And the source of the Amazon River is, drum roll please, now notice it says the Mar-Ana. We're going to get that as we get, more of these titles. What is the source of the Amazon? The Mantaro River in southwest Peru. Was it? What? Now the authors of the study published in the journal areas say that they have located the mighty river's true source, the Mantaro River. Come on, man. Never heard that one before. Mantaro River. And disputed, man, this Amazon is something, huh? Longest river system in the world in comparison to the Nile. Nile in Hebrew is Nahal. Nahal means great river, right? So this great river over here, we got a great river over here. It's the Amazon. Amazon. The headwaters of the Apurimac River on Navel M.H.O.E had been considered for nearly a century the Amazon basin's most distant source. Until 2014 study found it to be the headwaters of the Mantaro River on the Cordillera Rumi Cruz in Peru. The Mantaro and Apar rivers join in with other tributaries from the Acayali River, which in turn meets the Maranon River upstream in Iquitos, Peru, forming what countries other than Brazil consider to be the main stem of the Amazon. Brazilians call this section the Salimills River. Ooh, sounds like, you already know. Sounds like Solomon. Above its confluence with the Rio Negro, the Guania, that G-U-A, again, silent. You just got HaWah, like agua, right? The HaWah, they call it River Negro because so many Nagas, it connects to so much Naganess, man. The HaWah River, the Hawani, as it is known in upper part, is the largest left tributary of the Amazon River, the largest black water river in the world, and one of the world's 10 largest rivers. The Amazon is initially known by Europeans as Mar-Ana, which we got last time. It's Mar just means like what, great river, great water. Mar-Ana, the Mar of Anan. Anan is Anion, a kingdom, Anan. Kingdom, Anion, in America. And the Peruvian port of the river is still known by that name today. It later became known as Rio Amazonas in Spanish and Portuguese. Okay, all right. Now it gets into the warrior queens and connects to Greek mythology. It just wants to jump out of Ame'rican and drop and go to the Greek flow. Now, ain't it interesting with all the recon we've done on Mount Roraima, which they also call El Dorado. Cities of gold. Ain't it interesting that they like to leave out the Orinoco flow and, the connection with Mount Roraima? They connected it with another river system, but they didn't connect it with the tree. And this is why you got to dig a little further. Just a little bit further might get you there. And that's interesting. So they would connect us with the Montaro, which also means Great River. Just like now, this is crazy talk, man. Hold up, man. Again, the HaWahs are all over the place. You see HaWah Nakal. H-U-A is HaWah. Your creator's name is all over the place when your eyes are open, when you're seeing clearly. Okay. Quiche, yeah, that Papal Vuta. The Quiche means the root, man. The root name means Great River. So the root name means Great River. Nahal, now Hebrew. Hebrew word of the day. Numbers 34, verse 5. Brook of Egypt, the Hebrew word is Nahal. The Nahal, denoting a stream flowing rapidly in winter or in rainy season. This is a desert stream on the borders of Egypt. Now or Nahar. Nahar. Let's try that. Nahar, meaning equal. To shine, beam, light, burn. Oh, we're talking call. We're talking call. Okay. No, we're talking Nahar. We just getting a little deeper on this Nahar flow because it does connect to a great river, H5104, but it also connects to flow and to shine. We never really got the shininess of this Nile or Nahal before. But mostly Nahal is going to connect to this great river flow. Nahar or Nahal. And so is this Montaro is going to connect with this great river flow. We just talking Quiche root. Mount Roraima. I've been told is the source. Is the source of the Amazon. I'm belly flopping, like I said. I'm doing, you know, recon in real time, which looking for familiar journeys along the way. He's talking about real patient knockers that got this far in the investigation. Not everybody got this far, man. But we still here. We still here, my knock. We're taking our time with this, man. You in a rush, come back to this when you can keep that fire burning, man. Mount Roraima. Come on, man. Let me see the picture, man. You want to show me those pics? All right, man. All right. We'll do it. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. So they say it's located at the junction of Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana. It is not, hard to see, man. This is a beautiful, what they call tabletop mountain, sticking out like a tree stump. Looks exactly like a tree stump. You can see literally the graphics of the water falling as these other pictures show. That water is pouring out of this tree stump, right? Okay. Because, they bring us to the Montaro River when they talk about Amazon River, how it's sourced, connecting to these other rivers, but they're not bringing it to the tree. And I'm looking for the tree because along this investigation, we learned that the water is coming from these trees, the roots. The roots are connecting these waterways, this frequency. The headquarters of the Mara River, it's definitely connecting, right? So all this is connected, but where's the tree? They're not giving us the tree. They're just connecting it to another river, showing us where these rivers meet, yada, yada, but where's the tree? And this drop here gave us the tree. Mount Roraima, Spanish, Cerro Roraima or Monte Roraima, Portuguese, Monte Roraima. Okay, man, what about it, man? Giant flat top mountain or mesa in the Pacaraima Mountains of Guyana Highlands, at the point where the boundaries of Brazil, Venezuela, and Guyana meet, about 9 miles long, 9,000 feet high. It is the source of many rivers of Guyana and of the Amazon and Orinoco River systems. Okay, So you can't bring me to this. What they say? Montaro. You know, that's all they say. Montaro. Montaro. It's sourcing, connecting with this Montaro, the Maranon, Montaro, Aparamak river systems originating in the high mountain area of the Peruvian Andes. 5,000 meters, 16,000 feet high. So, yeah, all this is connecting. The Andes river systems are connected with this Amazon flow, connected with these tabletop trees or mighty tree stumps. Because we're talking Andes Mountains, we're talking Roraima Mountains. And I'm saying, if you're looking for the source of Amazon, and if Zan is Zion, and if Columbus is saying he found the Orinoco River that flows out of terrestrial paradise, then where is the Orinoco River sourced? If you find the source, you found terrestrial paradise, according to the Columbus flow. Had to wait to 122 to make it this clear, man, so that you can at least visualize that this is not play, that the investigation we're on is facts. You see him squirming, see him getting into defensive positions, man. Let's go. So Mount Roraima, this tree stump, is the source of many rivers. Many rivers of Guyana and of the Amazon. Orinoco River system. Mount Roraima is the highest point in Guyana. Mount Roraima is the highest point in Guyana, and it's the source of the Amazon and Orinoco. Mount Roraima is the highest point in Guyana. And is the source of the Orinoco flow and Amazon. So I could say clearly Amazon is Ama, Big Mama Zan. Big Mama Zan, Big Mama Zan is sourcing out of these trees, right? Spreading her mem sauce through the root systems, which are the caves that go underground that our ancestors sometimes would have to go into, or, create an entire world in the roots of Ama. The Christians call it hell because it's below, but it's the root system of the tree. And when you cut down a tree, all that water, oh man, will create a flood. Now you got a giant flood theory, right? So we got sinking of Atlantis, we got giant flood, and you got the cutting of your ancient trees. That'll put you in an ice age. Columbus said the Orinoco flowed out of terrestrial paradise. The idea of an earthly paradise located in the West is an integral part of the Western literary tradition. That means this earthly paradise in the West should be an integral part of your recon. Columbus is over here looking for paradise. He found the Orinoco. What happened? The Garden of Eden from Genesis is the most well-known version, but other lost lands of plenty appear as far back as Plato's description of the sunken Atlantis. Hey, there's only a couple of investigations that are going to rival Atlantis. You got the search for Prester John, and you got the cities of gold. You know what I mean? When you merge all those together, and you realize that the Atlantean Lemurian flow is all the conduits of this more and more war today in the Hebrew, you know, uh, promised land connection, paradisical rivers, and all this fantastical stuff, knights and dragons and all this stuff. It's all connected with this Atlantis flow, which Egypt is coming right out of. And you see what happened with the Hebrews in Egypt. So it's the same dragon on snake war, dragon on serpent war, dragon versus sinus of Phylae, alchemical serpent war, Anubis in them, dog-headed Columbus, Saint Christopher in them. That the Atlantis connection investigation connects directly with the Prester John flow. And that connects directly with the seven cities of gold, the Swan Knights, the Shebas, Shambhala. Sheba means daughter of the seven. And we'll get back to how these Amazons were married. They weren't just rocking as single ladies, you know what I'm saying? Nah, these were married queens that were warrior queens, and they had kings. People keep giving one-sided stories, and that's what, gets the balance off, gets the flow off. Throughout European history, adventurers returned from the Atlantic high seas with reports of rich, fertile islands. America, paradise, that many thought might be Atlantis, Eden. Why weren't they looking in Africa for Eden? Why are they looking in America, boss? Or both, Atlantis and Eden, which puts the Hebrew flow with Atlantis, which connects it directly with the cities of gold, Estebanico. In his general history, one of 1622, Captain John Smith refers to such English legends attempting to argue that England had in fact discovered the New World long before Columbus. Smith cites the legendary adventures of 5th century Irish monk St. Brendan and 12th century Welsh Prince Madoc. And he's on the Macaire timeline of the kings of Calalus of America. But these were Hebrews, and this Welsh past connects directly with the Hebrew flow. These ancient Welsh were Hebrews, were Nagas. Yeah, trying to steal our titles, our ancestors, they trying to steal everything. So Christopher Columbus was keenly interested in finding the lost Garden of Eden. He was interested in finding Eden, which is why he said, I'm coming over here to seize the Holy Land. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk some more mulberry trees. Trying to see if I still had that other link up, but I'll bring it up off the. Oh, trust me, I got some great links from Tracy Lack. It's gonna bring us right into Columbus and this holy land connection, man, because that's exactly what's going on. He's interested in finding the lost Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden. Let me go back to this drop chat, man. Hey, hop to the cons and the drop chatter, chatter. I just dropped this Columbus link, just redropped it, man. So y'all can go in the drop chatter box and pull it up. Now Columbus is looking for the Garden of Eden. Can we get any more separate substantiating evidence that Columbus is looking for the Garden of Eden, or I guess you can call it the Holy Land? Out the exegesis of empire. Pull up the link. Wave surfers only, man. Again, this is Columbus's own manuscript, right? El Libro de la Profecías, the Book of Prophecies, was compiled by Christopher Columbus himself. Like Jack City. Huh. Among the earliest and most fascinating witnesses to the latter is a manuscript of 84 pages of folios dated between September 13th, 1501, March 23rd, 1502, now preserved in the Biblioteca Colombina in Seville, Spain. It begins. This is the beginning of the book or collection of authorities, sayings, opinions, and prophecies concerning the need to recover the holy city and Mount Zion. Man, that's very amazing. That's Amazon. That's Amazon. You trying to recover? You looking for Zion? And the discovery and conversion of the islands of the Indies? Which one, Colombo? You lost? You looking for India? You looking for India Superior, boss? And of all peoples and nations. Okay, you just hijacking. Now that's what, 1492 or after that, 1501. The 1452 Papal Bulletin Diversas is already in effect. Same subjugate all you Negroes, all you Hebrews, Eber, children of Eber. We're going to subjugate you copper-colored cons, convert you in the islands, convert you in India Superior. Now we're going to get back to the Amazon link because they were saying a bunch of Nagas were converted to Islam around that time, 1500s. Then they took the center of operation to Morocco. I mean, that's crazy, right? We're talking Barbars, Swanites. So we put our own story together, not his. This ain't his story. It's our story, boss, because they ain't teaching us this. It's Tribe Nation, man. So Columbus is saying in his own words, I'm recovering the holy city when I'm looking for India, finding America, right? I'm looking for the holy city, boss, when I'm looking, over here on this side of the map. I'm looking for Mount Zion. I'm looking for Eden. So I can convert these people and these islands for Ferdinand and Isabella, our Spanish rulers. Okay. And that's just some receipts out of Columbus's own folios. He's looking for Mount Zion. His goal is to convert you Nagas. Where, boss? In Eden. Because Columbus was keenly interested in finding the lost Garden of Eden. He's keenly interested in converting you Nagas in Mount Zion, in the holy city. He's keenly interested in finding the lost tribes of Israel who would be in Eden, boss. And when he finds this Orinoco River, oh, look at this, man. One of his prized possessions was a copy of Cardinal Pierre de Ali's Imago Mundi, geographical treaties that suggested terrestrial paradise, Eden, Holy City, Mount Zion, perhaps is the place which the authors call the Fortunate Islands or the Canary Islands off the northwest coast of Africa. Perhaps, perhaps not. We're talking terrestrial paradise. Columbus's copious marginal notes demonstrate his abiding interest in mapping the location of the lost Garden of Eden when he stumbled onto the island of Hispaniola. We're talking IET, Haiti, talking Trinidad, Venezuela. All this is near what? Mount Roraima. Got it. And what's flowing out of Mount Roraima? Let's Amazon, Orinoco. Columbus believed he was close to rediscovering Eden, or this is the beginning of the book, a collection of authoritative sayings, opinions, prophecies concerning the need to recover the holy city, holy land, Tarzant. We still talking Antarctica, Mount Zion, Sun, Amazon. Amazon is flowing out of what? Come on, put it together. The Amazon is flowing out of this tree stump. Nine miles, 9,000 feet high. It is the source of many rivers of Guyana and the Amazon and the Orinoco flow. We're talking Mount Roraima. The Piedmont Indians call it the mighty tree stump. Why? Because it's the source of Amazon. It's the source of Orinoco. So when Columbus is pulling up in IET, when Columbus is pulling up in Trinidad and Tobago, that's right there with Venezuela. That's right there with this giant tree stump, Mount Roraima. And it's clearly a tree stump. And out of it flows water. Water flows, right? Let's go. Price is still going up. Because the hijack, they can't buy their way out of this, man. We on a warpath. Because Columbus was on a warpath. He's off there. Columbus believed he was close to rediscovering Eden. Man, you ain't never been to Eden. A belief reinforced by the strength of the Orinoco flow. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Body bag. Body bag for the illusion. So the strength of the Orinoco River reinforced Columbus's belief that he had discovered the Garden of Eden. And the Orinoco River is sourced out of Mount Roraima. So this giant tree according to Columbus, Columbus believed he was close to rediscovering Eden, a belief reinforced by the strength of the Orinoco River. So if he thought the Orinoco River connected to terrestrial paradise. Well, let's read it. Quote, I have never read or heard of so great a quantity of fresh water, not seawater, fresh drinkable water is coming out of this Mount Roraima giant tree stump that will return. All these trees are going to grow back. Don't trip. He said, I ain't never heard of so great quantity of fresh water so coming into and near salt, but it's still fresh. He wrote to Spain's King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, and the very mild climate also supports this view. And if it does not come from there, where? If it does not come from paradise. So he's talking about the Orinoco River, saying if this don't come from paradise, man, it seems to be still a greater marvel. Ooh, we back to the marvel talk. The blue marvel, man. For I do not believe that there is known in the world a river so great and so deep. Columbus's belief that he was near the earthly paradise is evident in his first letter to the Spanish monarchs. So this Orinoco to him was a body bag because it was so fresh, the water, and it came near the salt water, but it was still fresh water. It was pure mem sauce, and it was so great and so deep that it remained fresh water. We're talking Orinoco, and he's saying that, man, I've never heard of or read of so great a quantity of fresh water, so much water coming near the salt that this supports my view that if this does not come from paradise, man, that's even a greater marvel than the Garden of Eden. If this don't come from paradise, then this is even bigger than paradise. It's a greater marvel than paradise then. So Columbus was pretty sure that this Orinoco River was flowing out of paradise. So what is within this tree, Mount Roraima? I'm going to leave it there for a second. Because, you know, the hijack is watching. I don't want to give up too much drop. But we've been saying this a long time, man. If I had my compass out on where paradise would be, I would start looking towards this Amazon flow, this amazing flow, this Mount Roraima Amazon expedition, this Amaziah. So what does the source of the Amazon have to do with Zion? Well, the source of the Amazon is the mount or the tree, the mighty tree. Is this the tree of life? Is this Zion? And why does Columbus believe that it's paradise? Because the Orinoco River is flowing out of it. And we know that Columbus is very keenly interested in finding the Garden of Eden, right? So this Eden is paradise, is connected directly with this tree. Amazon, right? And this tree is the source of many rivers, including the Amazon and Orinoco that Columbus believes is flowing out of paradise. Say it with balls, body bag. They ain't looking in Africa for paradise. They ain't looking in Eden. They ain't looking for Eden over there. They're looking in the Amaziah. Is it Amazon or amazing? Is it Amazon or is it amazing? Amazon is amazing. Zion is amazing. Amazon is amazing. Zon is Zion. Zoncan. Dodge the vowels. And these queens, they joined their husbands. This is in 1828. Noah Webster Dictionary. You can't talk these Ame'rican queens without talking their king. This was the balance framing and shaper, the Prester Sheba flow, the Dawi Sheba flow, the Solomon Sheba flow. Sheba's a title of the daughter of the 7 cities of gold, daughter of the oath, the code keeping queens with the code keeping king, doing their best to piece it together when the people are being out of code. And the real name for the Amazon, the real name is the Marana. Say it with me, boss. Anion. Are we seeing clearly? So we're going to get back to the Swan Knights, and we're going to, specifically talk the Queens first. Get back to the Kings. Surf the wave. But know that this is a balance, ox and aquas. That these queens were joined with their cons. And together they were attacking the Spaniard hijacks who looked just like them. Same complexion. Black ass King Charles popping off same time. They were all fighting the hijack together. Let's get it clear. So I'm gonna pull some of this back up. Oh man, I gotta find it again. Okay, let's pull these back up. I got you now. Con. Take our time with it. Amazing Amazon. Just meditate while I get this ready. See what else we can connect in real time, man, in battle time. Yeah, let's talk about the queens and the kings. Let's get a balance going on. Here we go. So just reading this out, we got the Barbars, right? Swan Night, Hebrew word of the day. Some of them were force converted in the more war. Some had to be low key under the crypto flow. They try to throw in the Greek flow because we're talking Amazons, and this is how they start talking their Greek mythologies. Whether they were outwardly Muslim, Jewish, Catholic, we know we're talking Hebrews. They served the hidden Amazon queen. And of course, these queens had husbands who, after 1530, had moved with their warrior Hebrew Amazon women into the area of the Caucasus Mountains. Some of the Kurds descend from these women. Some of the hidden Amazon queens is known as Asenath Barzani, 1590 to 1670. A Kurdish woman, rabbi, and leader of the Jewish, let's keep it going, pull up the next one. Yeah, sorry, I don't have it all lined up already. I got y'all. Some hot stuff right here, man. It's a hot ticket. Yeah, that's a good one. We're getting there. We're getting there, man. Here we go. So the last line was one of the hidden Amazon queens is known as Azanath Barzani, rabbi and leader. So queen rabbis, we just think about these male rabbis, but our queens were also these priests or khans. All right, just like Am'Ha, just like wisdom is not just wisdom. Wisdom is a khan. Wisdom is a priest. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't just male or female, man. So, rabbi and leader of, it says, the Jewish community or the Hebrew community. And here they go with their DNA markers, trying to link it back to them. But, we dodge all that. Her father, Rabbi Samuel, was grandson of King Joseph of the Rubani or Lubani or Albany, right? Or Albion. And Brit just means covenant, British covenant. Asenath Barzani was descended from Sultana Para Khan, right? Khan, born in 1500. So she was born right during this invasion, right? During this Columbus invasion. He's looking for Eden, Holy City, Mount Zion, Dome Diversas. She's born right around this time. 50 years after the Dome Diversas. Just put this together. This all plays with this Ame'rican invasion, the American Holocaust, man, right here in America. And see how it keeps connecting with this Morocco flow. And the more and more war, man. She's born 1500, granddaughter of the Amazon High Queen. So, this is a lineage of High Queens. Just like we have a lineage of kings, Dawid, follow the seed. We can also follow these High Queens, which is why they rock with this paternal or maternal flow so often, but they try to link it DNA-wise into them Caucasus and this and this and this. But we know that these Caucasus only connect back to the Byzantine, back to Mosok the founder, or Mosok, or Moses. So Caucasus, all this also connects with the Khazars and these Khazars, It's just another title of prince or khan or king. Khazar. You go to a restaurant, you get a Caesar salad. It's a Khazar salad. But the true Khazars, all that is originally Mosok, Mazaka, Mosok, back to Moshe. Caucasus Mountains. So don't let that put you into some white heaven. These are still so-called black people. These are still Negroes, man. All these are khans. All these are not. Granddaughter of the Amazon High Queen, who established the high seat of the seat of the High Queen in the Amazon castle of Perigala or Peri, Peri, in the Caucasus Mountains. But Peri, what that sound like? Paris? Remember on the does North America exist? We're going, but I don't want to lose my train of thought. But we got the Paris also there, which is right over Mexico. So this Paris could easily just be talking Mexico. But let's go. In the Caucasus Mountains, after the sinking of their Australian homeland. Remember Australia Australia, all this was also named for Antarctica before Antarctica became Antarctica. It's just called Australias, right? So when they talk Australia, you're talking Antarctica because we got the maps with Australias instead of Antarctica over Antarctica. It says Australias. Australias just means below, the place below. So keep all this in play. Now, this is what I mean by the David title. It's also for the queens because they're using the Dewi, Dewi, or Davina, which is the David and the feminine. All right, the Davina. All right, Davi or Dewey. They'll change the W's to V's. They'll change the E's to A's. I said dodge the vowels and remember the one letter rule Horace Butler taught y'all about, that they change one letter, W's to V's or A's to E's. Woo Ita. All right, so getting it back. All right, so they're tracing the lineage of Asenath Barzani, who was born 1500, 50 years after the Papal Bull. She's granddaughter of Amazon High Queen, who established. So she established the seat of the High Queen in the Amazon castle of Peru, which could be Paris or Mexico. On the map that we pulled up, does Asia, does North America even exist, boss? After the sinking of their Australian homeland, or we could be talking about Antarctica before the ice, All right. Dewey Davina, princess of Mahapahit. They put her 1450 to 1542. So she lived 92 years. 1450, again, this is when they moved the Swan Barbar to Morocco, over there, North Africa. This is when this princess is born, daughter of the last Amazon High Queen to reign in Kanka in Australia. Now we know the Kanka is also the Ganja, and the G's and C's and K's are interchangeable. G's and K's, just get the drop. And the Ganja is also connected right here in Asia Major, India Superior. So I'm just giving you, I'm taking what they're giving and putting our investigation on top of it. You know what I'm saying? When they say Kanka, we know that Ganja is Kanka. Then we know that this is also happening here. When they say Australia, we know Australia is Antarctica, that this is happening right here. South America connects damn near completely with Antarctica. All right, so they call it the Third India. We're not talking Australia, little continent, Third India. We're talking Antarctica, Third India. We're talking Tarzanta, Third India. Hold on, man. Gotta do it, man. I'm gonna make sure I remember this so I come right back to it. 197. Okay. Let me just come right back. I'll be right back. It's getting good to me. Yeah, we ready, boss. It's just hidden so many places on this map, I gotta pull it up. When they talk Peri, P-E-R-I, one letter rule, we're also talking P-A-R-I. P-E-R-I, P-A-R-I. Orientis finds map 1531. Ain't we talking 1530? Hey, boss, hey, knock in the back of the class. Ain't we talking 1530? This is 1531, boss. So we right here in the thick of things. This is our best chance to connect to this history that we talking about. High Amazon Queens. Now, when they say Peri, P-E-R-I, you have P-A-R-I, right? Paris, which would be what? Mexico. You dig? Central America, right? When they talk China, we talking Cathay or Cathay. You don't see North America on this map because North America don't exist, boss. All this is Asia, Major, India Superior. When they talk Conca, like I said, the C's, J's, or excuse me, the C's and K's, or the G's and C's, or the C's and G's, or the G's and K's are all interchangeable when you talk English, man. So this Ganges over here is Kanka, is what I'm saying. The ganja is the Kanka. And we got many other drops talking about the same connection between the ganja Kanka etymology, same thing. Just rock with me. All right. Ganja is Kanka. And at the bottom of this America, you'll have Antarctica, and that is what they're calling Australia, or Australia's back then. It just means below. It just means below. I mean, come on, come on. Just gotta do this, man. So I just know we ain't playing. Let's make it simple for these guys. Let's just go Antarctica, man. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. We just want to know the original name for Antarctica, boss. So that when they say Australia's, we know cold word, Antarctica. All right. The name given to the continent originates from the word Antarctic, Middle French, Antarctique. Let's keep going. Skip to the second paragraph. Belief by Europeans in the existence of Terra Australis, a vast continent in the far south or below of the globe, to balance the northern lands of Europe, Asia, and Africa, had existed as an intellectual concept since classic antiquity. The belief in such a land lasted until the European discovery of Australia. So now it's just a mythology. This Terra Australis Incognita, which is Antarctica, a speculative representation of Antarctica labeled as Terra Australis Incognita. So when they're talking Australians, they're just talking Antarctica. Because these maps, now they want to make it a myth, just like the Amazon queen. Now it's just a myth. Terra Australia. Means southern land, boss. Birdman hand rub. Australia's unknown land of the south. Stop right there. I think we got it. So when they talk Australia, they're talking about an unknown land of the south. They're not talking about the continent Australia. Unknown land in the south. Okay? Receipts, my lord. And when we talk ganja, we're still talking Conca. And you're still in Asia, boss, because continent of North America does not exist. It's just Asia or Grand Tartary. We're still in the 1500s. Asia, China, and this is how they spell it in the WASP, C-H-I-N-E. Instead of C-H-I-N-A, they spell it C-H-I-N-E. Chiny, Chini. And in the WASP, he's contemporaneous with Moses. He's like another Moses. But look how they move China, and look how they try to move Moses. Where we got Moses right where he needs to be, near Mexico. And Mexico is Moshe. Meshi is Moshe. Moshe, Meshi, Mexico. The Mexican are the Khans of Moshe in under Moshe. Khan, we're talking China is Moshe. And that's the secret, bro. China is Moses. China is Kana, like Canada, like Kana. You got the chi power, you got the key power, right? Season K's, right? All the same, man. Or you can skip all down here to the 1620 a la carte de Navigare by Tommaso. And you still got Cathay. And here you got India Superior. And Tangul, where Genghis Khan went to war with Prester John. Yeah, boss. You got Florida. You got China, boss. This time spelled with the A at the end. Another Cathay. India Superior. Mangul. Mangi. Yeah, all the Khan flow. Genghis Khan flow. Also, it's all happening. It's all happening. India Superior. So Paris, or Persia. Put the S right after the R, my life. You got Persia. We're just talking pure lands and promised lands, man. Paris. See how they just renaming stuff? Let's go. So keep all this in mind. We talk Australia's, we talking southerly land, right? Land below Antarctica, right? Barbar, Swan, Hebrew word of the day. So they're saying Kanka, we saying Ganja, and Ganja is also a holy river flowing out of terrestrial paradise. The Kanka is also a holy river flowing out of paradise. They're talking third India. Prester John is the emperor of the three Indias, man. So the priest king of the three Indias, the king of the world. You're supposed to be the head and not the tail. David and Sheba, that's queen and king of the world. The whole world. On her death in 1542, her daughter Said al-Hurra, who was the queen of the Barbary pirates, Barbar, and of Tijuana, left Morocco, moved to Paragala, the fairy castle, to take up her role as Amazon High Queen. So, remember they relocated and moved their center of operations to North Africa. So in 1542, I don't know if this was, one of the OG queens that's supposed to be there, or is this somebody that they're supplanting or they're planting in from Morocco to Paris? And is Pari, P-A-R-I, Paragala, the same as this map right here, Orientis, P-A-R-I. Is Paragali the same as the Paras? Is that just a coincidence? That'll be a big one, right? That'll be a big coincidence. And again, when we talk Maranon, you see how it says Mar, Magellana? Mar means the ocean of the water, right? So Maranon is the water of Anan, connected with the Straits of Antioch. which they renamed as the Bering Strait, right? Gotcha. And Australia's, again, Australia just means southerly land, which they want to call now a hypothetical. Hey, it's a myth. It's a myth. Tarzanta's a myth, right? A myth. Tarzanta what? Tarzanta who? Tarzanta wow. So when they talk southerly land, you're talking southerly land too. You're talking Antarctica. When they talk Tarzanta, Holy Land, and Columbus is looking for Eden in the Holy Land, that ain't that far from America, Peru, where, Venezuela, all the Mount Roraima flow, the Tree of Life flow, the Orinoco flow, Amazon flow, amazing Amazon flow. It's all connected with these southerly lands because it connects with the gateways to other lands beyond the pole. We got orientation pies. We got orientation enchiladas, man. Either way, we gonna eat. Let go. Hypothetical, I think not. We're talking southerly land. When we talk Australia, boss. Let's go. Australia is Antarctica. Australia is Antarctica. So with that in mind, when we got these Deweys and these Davidas, daughters of Dawi, of the covenant, we're talking Conca in Australia or Antarctica. We're talking Third India. We're talking Prester John, Queen Sheba, on her death in 1542. So her daughter, who was queen of the Barbary pilots, left Morocco, moved to Pari, right? The fairy castle or the dragon castle, because fairy is code word for dragons, Managi, to take up her role as the Amazon High Queen. So she went to the dragon castle in Paris or Mexico or Cathay. She took up her role as this Amazon High Queen. This was a gateway to a hidden Amazon city. Tarzanta what? Tarzanta who? So she was in Morocco. Let's follow the queen. She took up her seat. She felt like it was her seat. It could have been her seat. It could have not been her seat. But either way, there was a takeover. They get out of their insular worlds, right? And love to my con Brandon out here. I ran into a good bro out here, man. I was just doing my thizzle. And this don't happen often, but the Naga actually recognized the knock. He said, "Hey man, this is drop." He came running out of his, shop that he was, he was operating his shop, doing his thing. Came running out, man, and I just felt, man, just filled with that ruach. He was like, "Man, I've been rocking with you, man. Listening to all your drop from the balcony, insular world." He started naming all these joints, shouting out all the cons, man. Yosef the Real, Cootie Mayor. He was just shouting everybody out. Natural by law, just, just love to the con Brandon, man. I just want to give him a special A-Hop, man. And we really are spreading, man. I can tell you that because I'm out here in the, inner city of it, Los Angeles, man, Inglewood and all that. And if we're not going to run out of his shop and be like, "Drop, man, what it do?" And he's talking insular worlds. I mean, that's deep. That's heavyweight. So, hey, up to the con Brandon, man, for real. Yeah, we all connected. This queen left Morocco, set up and parias, paragalia, because it was connected with these gateways. You don't see no gateways directly under Africa, right? They have to come over here and function with these nuggets to get to these gateways. Do you see clearly? So she moved to Paris, the Dragon Castle, to take up her role as the Amazon High Queen, 1542 to 1561. So she was rocking for what? 19 years, something like that. This was a gateway to a hidden city, man. We're talking land beyond a pole. The Persians or the Parsians, right? Could be still talking Mexico. Indians and Armenians and their legends divide the Amazons or fairies or dragon queens into two groups known as Peri and Dives. And again, the Peri connects directly with this Pari. I can't make this stuff up. So you're talking the Paris and the Davids, two different groups, but same people. They're connecting them to Paris, P-A-R-I or P-E-R-I, P-A-R-I or P-E-R-I, P-E-R-I or the Parsi, Peri, and the Dives. The Dives are the Davids. The Paris are just still talking M.H.O.E. Same Nagas. The Pari are seen as good fairies. So to who? So automatically this is all going to be conjecture, but since the Paris are seen as good dragons who broke with the bad dragons which they call the Dives. So they're calling the Davids or the Dives the bad dragons, and there's the good dragons that broke. This almost sounds like Northern Southern Kingdom, right? Don't this sound like a Northern Southern Kingdom vibe? Southern Kingdom broke away or the Northern Kingdom broke away from this. In fact, the Pari are those Amazon queens who reign from Paragala, and the Dives or Divi or Dewey or David, those who reign in Kanka. Now under the Timor Sea in Australia, who were descended from the Queen of Sheba, Mana. We keep saying Solomon and Sheba flow, right? David and Bathsheba flow, right? Sheba means daughter of the seven cities of gold. How do you connect the seven cities of gold investigation with the Prester John investigation, Solomon and Sheba flow, with the Atlantis flow, with sunken lands, man? Kanka was on the banks of the Thebe or Sheba river or waterway that led into the shallow inland sea in Central Australia. Or we're talking Tarzan to what? Tarzan to wow. Or we're talking about these type of areas in Central Australia. We talking that Australia or we talking southerly Australia? We just talking southern lands. The unknown land of the south. The southern land not yet known to the common man. Whew. Yeah, Brazil, Australia. You got the southern Brazil land. I mean, all of it's Australia. Even Brazil is Australia. Dang. Tarzan the who? Tarzan the what? So when they say Central River in Australia, they're talking about the Central River in the Southern lands. Hey, body bag, let's go. Let's get some more, man, before we make our dismount. Told y'all what the intent was, but you see at least where we're going. So, we're still gonna get on our flow, but let's go, because we on the flow. All right, so the Congo was on the banks of the Sheba River. The Sheba River, or waterway that led into the shallow inland of Central Australia. Let's keep going. As my main goal today is just to kind of read this again with a dragon flit eye perspective. And they got the Queen's list, and I'll drop all these in the drop chatter so you can get the drop out the drop chatter, but not a. Yeah, we'll drop these Queen's lists for you. And we were just talking about Saeed of horror. And now she's the one that left Morocco to take what she called her seat, right? Now, I don't know at what point the queens were hijacked or kings were hijacked. I don't know. But I know the Parja just connects to the Paris. Now we got the Sultan flow, so you can see the influence. We got Lady Esther Khanum. Okay, Khan Esther, man. Is this the biblical Lady Esther? I don't know. I mean, we got to ask these questions. Ooh, look at this drop. Ooh, another body bag. Let's follow this Esther flow. Lady Esther, ancestor of Lady Adela Khanum, Kurdish queen. All right. And they're giving her 1847, so this is recent. Lady Esther married a second husband called Solomon Khan Prince, another Khan Solomon, all right, of Ardalan. And it is from their daughter Jaida Khanim Ardalan, the Amazon High Queen, that Lady Adela descends. The princes of Ardalan were originally a branch of the Rabbani royal family that became the rulers of Ardalan or Timor after they conquered it from the Chinese after 1293. Now, that's an interesting time. It was on the other side of the original huge sea-like river called the Ganja or Kanka or Ganges, my naga. Say it with me. Body bag for the illusion. Didn't we just finish saying that the Ganges? The Ganges. See it over here in North America, boss, which they're calling Asia. Huh? The Ganges is the Kanka. They keep trying to put the Kanka over there somewhere, right? And I'm saying, no, it's right here connected with America. It's connected with the Promised Land. It's connected with the Mississippi River. It's all connected. The Kanka, the Ganges is all connected with terrestrial paradise, Mount Roraima, Amazon, Amazonia flow. The Ganges is Kanka. So when they're talking Kanka, we know we're talking America or Asia Major or Grand Tartary. So, you know what I'm saying? When they talk Tartaria, they're talking North America still, man. When we talk China, we're still talking North America. When we talk India, superior, we're talking about the superior Nagas in North America, or America as a whole, because it's all connected. But definitely, when we talk Ganges, we're talking Kanka. Oh yeah, we getting there. We getting there. Yeah. Facts on facts. Sea like river called the Ganja or Kanka or Ganges. The G's and K's are interchangeable. And again, you know why, man? Just, because we got receipts on receipts. Let's bring back up that Paleo Hebrew chart. All right. So you got the Aleph, the Bet, the Gam, the Dal, the HaWah, Za, right? That's your first 7 letters. Aleph for the L, the Bat, the Gam, the Dal, the HaWah, Za. Strong power enters your family, your house. You start to gather, you start to tribe up, walking where? Towards an entrance, towards a door, Dal. You get through that doorway, that portal, that entrance, you got a breath, you got mama, you got big mama with the revelation. The breath is feminine, the inhale is feminine, the exhale is wow, your father is masculine. It is security, it is the tent peg to hold down the tent, right? Or else it's going to fly away. You need foundation. It is your foundational breath, your foundational revelation, your secure breath. Because there ain't no breath without security. It ain't no security without no breath, my nigga. Before you get your Zod, Amazon, Amazon. Ama is amazing. Amazon. Now take it back to the Gam. See how it started out as the Gam, and then in the modern, right, with a hijack, started hijacking. You got the Gimel. If you put a K, you got Kimmel, like Jimmy Kimmel. It's just the Gimel. To the Greek, to the Latin. Now they introduce a C. They introduce it as a C. Now we don't need no K, because we already got the Kuf, right? We don't need no other hard K, because we already got the Kuf. We don't need that, because we already got the Kaf, right? That's our K. We got a K. We don't need another C to sound like K. That's English, Latin, trickery, forked tongue, alchemical serpent, thought dualities, right? Thoughthisms. So the C was introduced just to throw us off. Now you got camel. Now the Gimel becomes a camel, and the camel is gathering and walking. But the camel is a Gimel, is a camel. And the G's and C's become interchangeable. And because the C's and K's sound alike in English, sometimes, then the C's, the K's, and the G's become interchangeable in English. And this is how the G's and C's become interchangeable, and the G's and K's become interchangeable. And this is how Kanka became Ganja, or Ganja became Kanka. This is how Kanka became Ganja. C's and K's, K's and G's. This is not the present Ganges. Nah, we're talking about India Superior, Asia Major, or the Dalai or Dali, like Dalai Lama River, which means sea-like in Mongolia. So you can't talk Dalai Lama if you ain't talking about that sea, that ocean. Or Kian or Khan by the Chinese. It is now under the Timor Sea and Indian Ocean. Ardalan has the meaning of land, aura, like the aura, Nako, Why not? Let's go. Of the Dali, or ocean, Dalan. So the Dalai Lama. This huge river is about 10,000 kilometers. They named Ardalan in Iran after themselves. Stop it with the Persia flow. We're talking Persia. We're talking Paris. We're talking Mexico. God. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope right there. Let's keep going. What else we got? Yeah, okay. Earlier part of the Queen's list, I'll leave it for you that you can surf the wave on up to the Genghis Khan invasion, and more and more war happening, people being supplanted, central headquarters being moved to Morocco, all throughout these times. Empress of the Three Indies, just like Prester John was known as the Emperor of the Three Indies, right? So you see there was always a female counterpart when we talk Three Indias, Prester John, David, Soliman, or we're talking the princesses and the queens. Let's keep going. And these are the earlier queens on the queens list. They date all the way back to 400, and you know what's popping off before that. So you got Calalus popping off 600s, 700s, 800s, all throughout the same period. So I'm saying these queens gotta interlap or connect with these kings of Calalus. It just seems to be a no-brainer once we bring them right back home where they belong. Let's get it from here. I am reading a hard copy with you still, so you hear my papers, man, my bad. Just doing some recon. All right, what's it say? Another branch of their family who had been princes of Barbars, Swan, in Indonesia, founded the Kurdish state of Baban after the cataclysmic events that struck Barbar, 1606. So there's a lot of cataclysms, after we were found in India Superior, a lot of cataclysms. The name Kurda or Kurd was a shortening of the name Khan Kara Dai. Whoa. So I wanted to take my time with this because we got it quickly before, but now we could really take our time. You could screenshot it. You got the drop because they keep deleting these links. So we got the drop. So I'm going to get a little more. And obviously we're going to have to lead this into Prester 123. Wow. 1, 2, 3. Easy as 1, 2, 3. I love it. Let's go. So when they talk Kurd and Kurdish, they only talking Khan, man. Khan, Kari, like Kara Katar. Dai, like Dalai Lama. And they changed the K's to the G's again. The Gangara Dai. So is it the Khan or the Gan? Huh? Wow. So the Kurd is just the Khan, Kara Dai. The Muslim called them Karada, like Kara Katai. Wave surfers, let's go. The Aboriginal legend of Karadachi, Kardachi, alluded to Ishishini, Shitu, the ruling prince of the Mani Turks, like Manasseh, who was the son of the last H2 mitochondria, yada yada, Amazon High Queen, who may have had her seat in Darban in Russia. We're talking Rus land? Rus? At this time, she was called Daya, Dyah, or of Gardman. Cardman is Gardman. So Cardman is back to the Concorda. They put her 403 AD. And his son of hers, or let's see, his son of hers was the father of Tu, Tuwu, the Amazon High Queen who resided in Kanka or Ganges near Australia or Antarctica, Tarzanta, which means Holy Land. It is not altogether clear if the Amazon High Queens moved from residence to residence in a regular cycle, as did other Amazons or dragon queens, which they call fairy, which is code word for dragon. Did the other dragon queens move from residence to residence in a regular cycle? Now, this is interesting, because in the Prester John letters, it says that these queens would, when they were ready to have children or mate, they would come, and then they would spend their time with their men and, have their time with their families and get back to their positions, you know what I'm saying? And again, they came together to fight the Spaniards we just got in the 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary. There were a number of Amazon or dragon queens, fairy queens, in different parts of the world who all owed allegiance to the high Amazon queen. And Amazon is Ama, right? Amazon. So big mama of the Zon, who's giving you the food. The high queen also had a high seat on Antarctica, boss. There it is, right? Because they keep talking about Australia's. Now they finally come correct. We're talking Antarctica, boss. Yes. Yes. Antarctica without the ice, right? Holy Land. Tarzanta land. So she had a high seat in Antarctica. Connected with this Asia. Tarzanta who? Tarzanta, wow. High seat in Antarctica. Where? See over here where it says Amazonia. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, boss. It says Amazonia right here. And we're talking Australia's, we're talking southern lands, unknown southern lands. We're talking Tarzanta, which we got last time. And we keep getting, it means holy ground or holy land. So this holy ground connects to these holy gateways. Connects with this Amazon flow. Back to America, right? Back to Asia, right? Back to Paris or Persia. The High Queen also had a high seat on Antarctica before 1530. There was another in Africa and another in South America. So these queens had it on lock. From all continents, all continents, these cons had it on lock. There were a number of Amazonian queen residences on Antarctica, including the Ellsworth Mountains, Henderson Pyramid, and the Prince Charles Mountains, also known as the Moore Pyramid. I can't make this stuff up, man. You recon the Moore Pyramid in Antarctica. You recon the Charles Mountains, Prince Charles Mountains, Moore Pyramid. the Henderson Pyramid, the Ellsworth Mountains. The area of Antarctica around the Prince Charles Mountains was part of the Amazon Kingdom of Sundra in the Middle Ages when it was snow-free. No cap on Antarctica's chest bone. No cap on Antarctica's chest bone. No snow cap, no ice cap, no cap on Antarctica's chest bone. Java, the less, was north of Sundra on the Kerguelen Plateau, which is now underwater. There was an Amazon city in the mountains on the island of Lecoq and Sukok, which Grand Terre and Kerguelen Islands is the remnant. And a lot of these islands are the remnant of lands beneath the water. They're like the mountain peaks that became islands because it's underwater. The mountain peaks of Atlantis are all those little islands, you know what I'm saying? You know, from the Straits of Pillars of Hercules, all throughout Canary, all that stuff. It's all the peaks of land. They're connected to land beneath. Henderson Pyramid, more pyramid, Prince Charles Mountains, more pyramid. Gotta do it. Let's get the images first. So we zeroing in on some really groundbreaking stuff. All right, so it's called the Prince Charles Mountains, but within these mountains are pyramids. It's a whole nother world when it was snow-free, ice-free. But it's so preserved and so beautiful. Don't you agree? Henderson Pyramids. They look like mountains, huh? Or we're just talking pyramids under ice. These high Amazon queens was holding it up. What if I put in more pyramid? They try to keep this way under wraps. I keep seeing the Henderson flow pop up. Oh yeah, it's just the mountains, man. Don't worry about it. They got this under wraps. Yeah, the more pyramids, the snow-covered mountain. resembling a pyramid, standing 1 nautical mile northwest of Mount Wishart on the north side of Skyla Glacier in the Prince Charles Mountains of Antarctica. Okay. They're going to give us a big red plot, but they ain't going to show us squat, right? They're going to give us a big red plot, but they ain't going to show us squat. Yeah, man, they got this under wraps for real, for real. Doing a revised search without the Prince Charles in it. I feel like I done seen some satellite images before this thing. They're always taking stuff off the World Wide Web. Look at this, man. Now, you know we done seen lots of images of this stuff before when we search. Then they say, nothing to see here, boss. Nothing to see here, boss. This is what you're telling me? It's in the shape of a pyramid, but you don't want us to see. You don't want us to see. Okay. Just pyramids in the ice. Uh-huh. All right. Look, I'm going to leave it to my reconers, man, and Recon Nation to, do your recon on Terra Australis, man. Southerly land. Yeah, the southern land not yet known. I need y'all to recon that. So the High Queens had a high seat on Antarctica before 1530. Remember, this is when they did their switcheroo. Brought in this princess from Morocco, right? So let's get the third paragraph. The Amazon Iris would be usually reared with her father's family, and then at the age of 8 to 10 be sent to the Amazons for training for about 5 to 7 years. Now there's some backdrop on how the mothers and fathers were rocking together, just like we just got in the 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary, that they joined their husbands. They joined their husband. And this is how they were raising their children. I mean, the Amazon, young princess, she would be raised with her father's family first, and at the age of 8 to 10, be sent to the Amazons for training for about 5 to 7 years. Right now she's 15, 17, been training with mama and raised with her dad, all right? In the court of the Amazon Queen or High Queen, she would be married and live with her husband's family until the death of the Amazon Queen, and then she would succeed her mother or grandmother. So she's married, joining her husband, just like we read. The role was a quasi-religious one. Why? Because we're talking about code keepers, we're talking about Hebrews. And the Amazon Queen not only had women warriors, but often groups of male warriors and seamen that served her. They had a matriarchal feudal society, but obviously they with their kings, and the kings got their queens. So, it's all perspective whether they're talking patriarchy or matriarch. You know what I'm saying? If the father's away, and they're in the mother's house, then you got a matriarchal flow. If the mother's away and they're in the father's house, you know what I'm saying, and you're following this, father, paternal lineage, you know what I'm saying? It depends. It's in any house, if the father's away or something happens to the dad, it's a matriarchal by default. Dad's away, or the men are away at war, or the mothers are taking care of the land and the kingdom. It's a matriarch. You know what I'm saying? If the fathers are there, then you have a balance. You know what I mean? It depends if you're in wartime, and we seem to be always at wartime. So you either gonna have this matriarch, a big mama, Amazon, gonna hold it down, hold it up. But that's not necessarily a role that she's looking forward to. Like, oh, I want to be the leader of this house, like they teach it to us today. Nah, she's just by default holding up the kingdom, holding up the house, like any household. If dad got to be behind bars or something happened, fighting in this system, who's gonna hold it up? Big Mama's gonna hold it down. Big Mama gonna hold it up. You know what I'm saying? That was the balance. They want to work together. They want to be one house. But it's taught today like, oh, well, these queens want to be over their men, or the men want to be over their queens. No, they want to be a house. We're fighting for survival. We're fighting to be a house. Last page we'll get. Let's see if we can pull it up here. And then we'll probably pick up on the King's list next time, man. But we're doing our best, man, to keep it fluid around here, man. So they had a matriarchal feudal society with the Amazon High Queen, or the High Queen of Rhoda, Eridu, they call it, with lesser Amazon queens in different regions of the world. The Duchess, mistress of 1,000 Amazon warrioresses, then Marchioness, mistress of 500 Amazon warriors, and then the Countesses. So when you hear these terms like the Count, I just had my little ones watch the Count of Monte Cristo, man. I said, man, it's a well-written revenge story. But just dig on it. I'm trying to, really get them enthused about how to develop characters and how to write and how to put a story together, because they have to continue our story, right? So it says the countesses or the counts, right? It says the mistresses of 100 Amazon warrioresses, and the vice counts are mistresses of 50 Amazon warrioresses, and the baronesses, mistresses of 10 Amazons. So in the courts of England, you have the barons and the vice counts and the counts and, all these things all the way up as well. You see how it correlates back to the Amazons. The individual Amazon warriors are the equivalent of female knights. That's why we're talking Barbars, Swan knights, who would be served by a squire or squiress or handmaiden. Wow. Okay. So just wanted to take our time, and get into some of that flow. And like I said, we got a lot of this flow also coming, with this McKeer line. And, as we got a few pages before. Belly flopping here, man. Belly flopping with you. Okay, there we go. So those same dates, 900s, 1000s, also line up with, this Los Lunas flow, this kingdom of Sept. Sept means seven, back to the seven cities of gold, whether we're talking Sheba or Septimania kingdom. Now this would be the male side of things, right? All the way up to Prince Madoc, which I just said, it all connects right back. Like, they want to connect to Prince Madoc, we're talking Hebrew still, whether we're talking Welsh, whether we're talking their Rotas and, their Barbary, all this stuff, right? So King Owan, Gruffudd II. Now this Canaan is spelled Cynan, but it's Canaan. Same thing as Canaan, Canaan, Hana, Kingdom, King of Gwynedd. That's 1055, all right? Then you got Prince Canaan, Iago, which is just Jacob, Managa. Canaan, right? They spell it Cyn or Chun. Kinka, Canaan, all right? Son of Jacob, Rodri. We still talk the Rodas, right? And he marries Princess Ragnhild of Dublin. King Iago, again, is Jacob, Anaga ben Israel. Just check it out. Younger brother of Isaac, who is Hawamar Quetzalcoatl of the Toltecs, and Prince Lancelot of Calalus. Now, King Arthur's story, you got Lancelot and Camelot. Here you got Lancelin of Calalus. I got the Big Mac over here. I got the Big Mick over here. You see how they're duplicating the real spiel. The Prince Lancelin is who they turn into Lancelot. Calalus, they turn into Camelot. King Arthur was King David. They turn into King Arthur. Arthur just means order. Order means what? The king of the order. What order? The code. David is King Arthur. King Israel VII, Ha-Nehushtan of Rhoda. Alright, so all these are connected. He married Shemina of Rhoda, daughter of and heiress of King Israel VI. Now this King Israel VII, priest king of the Toltecs, king of Gwynedd, is also Quetzalcoatl. So this Gwynedd flow is all Hebrew talk. The Toltec flow, all these are Hebrews, these Toltecs, and they're indigenous. That's why the Jewish cannot claim none of this lineage happening with Calalus. That's why these Calalus artifacts in Arizona, they can't touch it. It's the kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of America. We're talking Prester John, we're talking priest king. And we got priest queens, that's what we're getting, right? High Amazon queen. Isaac is Hawama. Howitzin, Hawatzin. H-U-E is still Hawa. H-U-A is still Hawa. H-A-W-A is still Hawa. Hawa is in the priest cons. Hawa, like Hawaii, is in the land titles. All the way to Prince Makir of Calalus, who is M.H.O.E or Merig in Welsh. Told you the Welsh is the indigenous American flow, is the Hebrew flow. Managa. M.H.O.E is Makir. Makir, his name is also Ame'rican. They're getting America from Makir. Ame'rican. Not some Vespucian situation. It's from Prince Makir Calalus, priest king, Prester John of the Toltecs, who married Kimelman or Shemina Kemina, daughter of Israel the Fourth of Calalus. I can't make this stuff up. And on we go. King Israel III, Septimus, Rhoda of Calalus, King Israel II, almost like Merlin, Marwan, Makari, another Makir of Rhoda and Calalus, King Israel I, he married the daughter of Jacob Iago, son of Canaan, another Canaan. They say this is the land of Canaan. You say, what, Canaan? Canaan? Hana? Hano? Call me Hano. Then you got Nehemiah, Theodorus, Hamakari, another Makari, also known as Ame'rican. And he's also coming from another Makir, Tadros, Ben Yehuda or Judah, Western Exilar, Jewish king or Hebrew king of the 7 cities of gold, king of Calalus. Now they're going to connect it all the way to what? The legends of Doom of Ogir are based on the activities of this family descended from Duan, Antigun, Ogir, Sylvanus Brabo, or Solomon Barbar. Barbar, which means what? Swan Monarch. Swanites. The legends of Ogir the Day, son of Godfrey, Kajrod. Because the C's and G's are interchangeable. In Duan, the Mayans actually refer to Tuatha de Danann, also known as Maninan. So this picks up in a familiar area in the forbidden histories of America. Wow. And it's all in our Facebook. High Amazon Queens, Antarctica, Australia's, the Moor Pyramid area in Antarctica, connected to the southern land not yet known. In Asia Major, India Superior. Wow, we still got that fire burning. So we covered a lot already in Prester 122. Gotta keep that fire burning. Halal HaWah. Everything good? We got enough logs on the fire, man. Sometimes you gotta put another log on the fireplace. Okay, there we go. Let me get situated. Yapa. Hey, Halal HaWah for the dismount. What I'll do is just read something I printed out from a link called Calalus, a Jewish Catholic state in early medieval America. Early medieval America, Managa's code word for your Ame'rican empire, pre-invasion by Columbus in them. Okay. They're finding artifacts with Hebrew on them, coming out of Arizona and all around. Dragons and swords on the dragons. Hundreds of swords. I mean, they're finding all kinds of stuff they won't even tell us about. But they can't claim it without claiming to be Toltecs and indigenous people. So they sweep it under the rug, underneath the Smithsonian. You did. So I'll read this for the dismount, and we'll come back. I definitely want to get on those Aqua Tracy PDFs. I keep saying it, but I'm just, I'm surfing away, Aqua Tracy. I got you. Press the 123. We're gonna start with those PDFs and get into some of our speed China flow. Just keep talking our Calalus flow, man. Having a good time. Get back in Lost Tribes and Promised Land. And get on that Aleppo Codex, man. We got to get on that Aleppo Codex. So we got that in the Kingdom of Georgia flow, Bragantoni Dynasty, Islands, Osetta, all that to connect to as well. And press the 123. All right, so for the dismount, I'm just looking at the translations. On these swords, man. In Arizona, it says, on the cross arm at the left is a profile of a head with the words Britain, Albion, which we know as what? We just got it. Rubati, Lubani, or Albani. Albani is Albion, is Rubani, is the Ame'rican kingdom, is Jacob Manai, right? So on these artifacts are the words Britain, Albion, Jacob, and in the center is another head profile with the words Romans or Romani, Actim, Actim, Theodore, like we just got with the Makir Theodorus, Ame'ric. These are artifacts that they're dating to 800 AD, 700 AD, coming out of Arizona that the Jewish cannot claim. That leaves it wide open, a huge gap in his story for the truth, Managa. There's a huge gap in his story for the truth. Now, on these artifacts, on the right is another head profile. So they got like a head, or you know what I mean, with the words Gaul, Gaul, Sinai, Seine, and Israel. On the vertical beam, on the lead cross, is this inscription, quote, councils of great cities together with 700 soldiers. AD 800, January 1st, quote, we are born over the sea to Calalus, an unknown land where Totexus Silvanus ruled far and wide over a people. Theodore transferred his troops to the foot of the city Rhoda, and more than 700 were captured. No gold is taken away. Theodore, a man of great courage, rules for 14 years. Jacob rules for 6. With the help of God, nothing has to be feared. In the name of Israel. This is their translation. I wonder what it really says, right? The second cross, or sword, has the following inscription. Jacob renews the city. Jacob renews the city. This is coming out of Arizona. Jacob renews the city with HaWah's help. Jacob rules with mighty hand in the manner of his ancestors. Sing to HaWah, may his fame live forever. The third cross yields this inscription. Quote, from the egg, the beginning, 700 AD, 900 AD. Nothing but the cross, or the what? Tau. While the war was raging, Israel died. Pray for the soul of Israel. May the earth lie light on thee. He adds glory to ancestral glory. Israel, defender of the faith. Israel reigns. And it says Israel. Okay. All right. It says Israel reigns. And the next inscription, Israel the second rules for 6. Israel the third. So all these are all inscriptions on crosses and swords coming out of Arizona, Managa. They're dating to 700, 800. And who was wielding these swords? Whose swords were these? They want to act like there were some white people, some Romans that came over and set up a whole colony. We're saying the Romans come from the word pomegranate, in Hebrew, Rimani. And that these promised land pomegranate nagas were already here. When they talk about crossing seas, you can't assume and conjecture your way to talking crossing the Atlantic. We got Pacifics, we got water that the whole landscape looked different, right? So we got different seas and waterways. We could be talking Antarctica, we could be talking Tarazante. Don't just think Africa, boss. That's a hijack. Israel the second rules for 6 years. Israel the third was 26 years old when he began to rule. Internecine war, to conquer or die. He flourishes in ancestral honor day by day. The next inscription reads, 880 AD, Israel the third, for liberating the Toltexes, was banished. He was first to break the custom. The earth shook. fear overwhelmed the hearts of men. In the 3rd year after he had fled, they betook themselves into the city and kept themselves within their walls. A dead man thou shalt neither bury nor burn in the city. So when they say he broke the custom, is because apparently he buried someone in the city, right? So before the city, a plain was extending. Hills rung the city. It is 100 years since Jacob was king. Jacob stationed himself in the front line. He anticipated everything. He fought much himself, often smote the enemy. Israel turned his attention to the appointment of priests. Khan, we have life, a people widely ruling. And another inscription we'll read, it says, in 895 AD, an unknown land, would that I might accomplish my task to serve the king. It is uncertain how long life will continue. There are many things which can be said while the war rages. 3,000 were killed. The leader with his principal men were captured. Nothing but peace was sought. HaWah ordains all things. Ame'rican, Makir, Theodorus, House of Rus, House of Georgia, House of Ossetia, House of Dawi, House of the Amazon, High Amazon Queens. We keep the fire burning for all the cons, because there ain't no separation, because there ain't no time, only the wave, my noggin. And the water to you for surfing the wave. And the 122nd installment of your, because you deserve it, because you earned it, because you asked for it, because you kept the water flowing, because you kept the fire burning. This is your investigation of Priest King, Prester John, and the Priest Queens, Shebas, Dawis, Deweys, Davies, Framer, and Shaper. We keep the balance so that our queens know that they are missed and loved and will never be forgotten. And so the kings, so the khans know you're an Indian superior, boss. You don't have to let them paint the narrative anymore. Columbus came looking for Mount Roraima. Columbus came looking for the Holy Land, looking for the Garden of Eden. And he found that Orinoco flow. This is the beginning of the book or collection of authorities, sayings, opinions, and prophecies concerning the need to recover the holy city, says Columbus. He has to recover paradise, Zion, Amazon, and the discovery and conversion. He has to convert you of the islands of the Indies and all the people and nations. Take their principalities, take their dukedoms, their kingdoms, convert them to your descendants, to your successors. For Ferdinand and Isabella. The Spanish rulers have hijacked city. We'll be right back on it, man. It's only the wave, ain't no time, man. And we still connected to all of our ancestors, man. So this is the root. We're going back to the root. And we can never be disconnected like our trees are still connected. Mount Roraima is still rooted, Managa. The waters still flow. And the cons, you got that water. Trump Nation got that water. The water for surfing a wave. 9 above the barrier with a naga. 9 code activate. And my cons, you keep the code. You keeping the code restores the land, restores your covenant, is your number one ammunition, your Shabbat, your rest, your Zah. No power before your power, no false witnessing, none of that. No thievery, no murder. Come clean, come true. Be there for each other. Do your best. Don't worry about if your best is good enough, you know. Just keep giving. Just keep doing. The real ones are going to respect it, and the real ones are going to appreciate it, and the real ones are going to help you when you're down. When you're not able to give no more, they'll give to you. And that's how a true kingdom flourishes, how a nation thrives, Managa. So you keep going. Don't worry about who's paying attention. You keep the code. And see how you get your land back in real time. How we get our breath and our security back in real time. Keep the water flowing. Keep the fire burning. Stay up. Suit up. Choose up. Halal HaWah.